If you haven't been on Marvel Rivals Twitter or the official Marvel Rivals Reddit thread recently, you might have missed some chaos going on regarding support players disappearing from queues, there being a outcry that playing strategist right now is less fun or not worth it, some claiming dive is too strong and that strategists overall are just feeling like they're not being treated well. Oh yeah, and how could I forget the Necros clip?
I will be honest. When I think about it, let's all collectively give our opinions at the same time. So I'll ask you guys, who do you guys think, on average, are the worst players on the team? Which role typically has the worst players? If I asked you guys, you guys are saying that ironically. You guys know it's the support players, bro.
After Necros said this, a lot of players became aware of the recent disengagement from strategists and what a lot of people are calling the support strike, or as Boger named it, the great support exodus of 2025. Let me share with you all a flat statement that really resonated with me yesterday when I watched his stream.
Yeah, I mean, people don't like playing against Cap. If you're playing support, you don't like a Cap that's sitting in your backline just eating on your head for 6 minutes and nobody's turning and helping you.
Oh yeah, Flats, I've been there. Almost like it was yesterday, last night actually, where every quick play match I played as Luna was Captain America, Black Panther, and Spider-Man. But even with the increase of dive characters being used and the weakening of triple support meta from the past season, I personally don't think dive is that much of a problem. Can it feel super overwhelming at times and leave you feeling powerless? Of course it can. But so can any strong team comp that's running a coordinated effort with proper bans and consistent setup. And a little about me, I'm a support main who is new to the hero shooter genre. This is my first one I've ever played. I unfortunately missed the Overwatch train, and then I was too scared to jump into it since there were, people with 10 years of experience playing that game. I'm also new to mouse and keyboard. Every video game I've ever played was on controller. So yeah, my aim is trash. I'm working on it though. I'm thinking about buying Kovacs actually. But that is why I chose Cloak and Dagger to start with in this game. I am no longer a one-trick scrub, okay? I promise. But back to my take about dive. I think the main problems of why dive feels so oppressive in ranked is often not because of dive itself, but because of two factors that affect the gameplay loop way more than people give it credit for, in my opinion. First is people not being willing to swap. There are way too many players who lock in who they want to play, and then when they see the characters that the enemy team is running, they don't care to try and think about what they could do to help negate the enemy team's pressure. If the opponents have banned Namor and your tank players know how to play Emma Frost or The Thing, and those characters are open, they should consider swapping in order to benefit the whole team's likelihood of winning, no? Same goes for DPS who lock in a character that is not getting any value or a ton of value, and they could swap to another character that would better suit the situation, but they choose to not. Or if you have the diver on your team, the Spider-Man that's Lord on your team, and they have a Namor and the Hulk team up, and he's 5 and 10, but he's like, I'm the amazing Spider-Man. You know what I mean? They just keep trying. It's just something about that. I just don't get it. Number two is the lack of communication in the lower elos is disheartening. I'm not saying everyone has to go buy a mic, but when I watch streamers or hear about the other players in high elo, it really does seem like most of their games, even in solo queue, not just stacks, people are calming on mic and voice chat. My personal take is that an entire team with voice comms on, fully mic'd up, has a higher chance of winning against a team that has no one communicating over voice chat. The mic'd up team could be worse in mechanical skill or game sense, but having the mic to be able to say like, oh, Strange has no shift, or Psylocke flanking from the left, or Luna ult ends in 3, 2, 1, etc. You get the point. Those tiny nuances of coordination make or break moments. Fights can be won or lost in those tiny little moments where if you had a voice comm of somebody saying something to let somebody know, I don't know, man. The disadvantage of not being mic'd up is not spoken about that much, in my opinion. I think in a heavy dive comp season, if your randoms and your solo queue escapades were all mic'd up, almost every time you got into a match, I think dive would feel weaker at least. I feel like you would probably win more games in general, even without dive, if that was the case. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. And this is coming from a guy who often likes to ban Spider-Man as first pick because, well, that character, okay? I hate Spider-Man. I don't like dive, but I'm not going to say that it's the entire reason that the season feels bad as well. I saw a post from one of Sentinel's strategists, and honestly, I think she makes some great points. It definitely is the hardest season it's been for strategists at this point, and players who are going to feel it the most are the casuals. If you don't log in often and you previously were just coasting and just doing in the background, healing your team and head empty, then yeah, all the extra work you need to do to survive is going to feel so off-putting, and I don't blame them for feeling that way. And with what she said about cooldowns, man, I feel that so hard. I'm learning Loki because, well, Loki's the GOAT when it comes to support in general, but also he's quite frankly the main choice for anti-dive, besides Rocket Raccoon, which he can get away, but Loki can really help your team. So I want to get good at him, and when I'm being hard focused, I crumble. Like, I've already used my teleport or my lamps and I get caught up, and then I end up switching off him because I just can't do it yet. So I definitely need more work on him, and I see where she's coming from. I have another Flats clip that encompasses the tone that support players are feeling overall, and he mentions the ranked performance points that I haven't spoken about yet. So roll the clip.
So the meta is wildly different. Whether you like it or not. You're disincentivized to play support, so there's a lack of support players. Support players feel victimized by the community because they think that, people said that they're low skill and other people not playing it. And the rank system itself tells you, hey, you're not as valuable as the DPS player if you play this role. So people are even less likely to play it.
And after I watched that clip, Marvel Rivals actually made an official tweet regarding what they've been hearing in the community. And I respect that they care enough to let us know so soon that they're listening. But I also think it shows that they don't want their streak of doing so good with us to fall short and have everything spiral. As a support player, I can't say I'm upset at them nerfing Captain Cardio's survivability. I mean, I even like to play Cap from time to time. He just feels like he never dies. But I guess that's his job. I really hope that the tweaks they make to the combat-based performance points and ranked work out for them. But honestly, if they just reverted the system back to how it was before, I wouldn't be mad. Because right now, it just doesn't feel right when you look at most people's stats across the end of the games. But hey, maybe they're super sure of themselves that they can get it right. I believe in them. This is my favorite game right now. And whether dive meta or not, I'm still enjoying the game, thankfully. I want to let all of you support players know out there, I appreciate you, and that every role is important. And to the DPS and primary tank players, much love to y'all too.